What's up, good people? Man, we got folks in here already. What's up for the Fantastic Four already up in here? What's going on, guys? How y'all doing in the house, man? My brothers, man, I'm so excited to see y'all, man. It's like I ain't seen y'all since last week.
Yeah, that's about right.
That's about right. Everybody put your fours up. We up in the house. Welcome to the Four Black Guys show once again on Sunday night, every Sunday night. This time right here on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Now, if you're watching us on Facebook, please hit the like button, hit the share button. Yeah, make sure you're on the Four Black Guys page. Make sure you subscribe. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and then smash the alert bell so you know when we up in the house. You know what I'm saying? Thank you very much. So what's going on, fellas? Y'all doing all right tonight?
Good, brother. How are you?
I are good.
Good. We are glad you are all right.
Thank you very much.
What's going on with your mic?
You have to bring your mic a little closer there, Mario.
Oh.
How about if I just retch around and get it? How about that?
Retch around.
That's that age showing up right there. That's that age.
You know, hey, whatever, dude.
So welcome to the man. We got a wonderful show lined up, guys. We're going to be talking about some current events today, some things that are going on in the world. But I really want to say hello to Mr. Lovejoy. How was your week, sir? Man, we saw the pictures, so you got to talk about it a little bit. He is rolling. He's rolling.
Rolling. They hate it.
Gotta catch him riding dirty.
He riding clean.
He riding clean.
More importantly, and if I can talk about it, more importantly, man, I'm grateful, dude.
Good.
I don't even want to talk about the stuff as much as I am the position. Again, I told y'all this month, no complaining from me. I'm good. Today I did something, man, I haven't been able to do in a long time.
Which is
a couple of my clients canceled, so I was able to come home about 2:00. Fired the barbecue grill up for my baby. Was on the back porch, smoke going everywhere. Good thing, and it was raining, and so I just said, "Man, dude, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the life I get to live." Yeah. And watch this. And I told the Father, "Thank you, because I get to serve at your pleasure."
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
I don't even want to talk about the stuff, man.
Okay. We won't talk about the stuff.
We don't talk about
No.
What's up, Mike?
No, sir.
Jay said we will talk about
we're
the
not
stuff.
going to skate by the stuff. We're not going to do that.
Go, James.
We're not going to skate by the stuff. So we got to talk about Big Ben.
Big Ben.
Big Ben. I like that.
Welcome Ben to the family.
Right.
I like that. That's what we're gonna call him, Big Ben. I like that. Well,
man, I can't. Honestly, do. I'm serious, and I'm not trying to be deep or nothing like that. But dude, I'm just grateful, dude.
Okay.
I'm grateful. It's not that I don't want to talk about Big Ben. You're talking about a high school dropout.
Come on, sir. From the north side of Birmingham.
From the north side of Birmingham.
Where I used to pick him up.
Yes, sir. In the white Chevette.
In the white Chevette. We used to hang. I had to go down to the hood to go pick him up.
So more important, I don't want that to be the focal point, because here's what the Bible tells us. It says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God, how God operates,
right,
in His righteousness." He said, "The stuff will come."
Right. He did say,
"Seek first."
Right.
Seek first. James, I know what James doing. I know what he's doing. I know what he's doing.
Okay.
So to end it, man, my week was good, man.
But we do got to talk about you almost jabbing yourself in the head with your daughter's flag.
Yeah, we will not skirt past that. We will not skirt past that.
How you almost went to go meet the father.
Hey, that was the first. That was the first video. It's another video that was worse than that one.
Are you serious?
And there again, and I go back to what I was saying before. See, yesterday I got a chance to come on early, so normally, and y'all know what I'm talking about, fellas. Normally, I see the girl in passing because they're in school, I'm
Right,
working.
right.
And so because of all of our busy schedules, I don't get a chance to just hang out with them. So the moment I had the opportunity, I just wanted to hang out with the girls, and they unloaded. They unloaded 3 weeks of stuff like, hey, dad, it is. Hey, dad, it is. Hey, dad, it is. So,
Right.
yeah.
So
And I
you
got
have-
girls.
Right.
So
Right.
when they tell a story,
Oh yeah.
Boy, I already
gotta
know.
tell
You
it
gotta
all.
tell me.
You gotta tell it all.
You,
So
they're
if
gonna tell
y'all-
a
if you have a
story.
chance-
They're gonna tell a side story. They're gonna give you a side story to the side story.
Right.
That's
So they
absolutely
bring
right.
you back around to the close in and the landing.
That's
Right.
absolutely right. But I got two of them trying to talk to me at one time.
That's
So if y'all get a chance, go to Lovejoy's page and watch him try to flip this flag.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
It's pretty funny.
Dad'll do anything. Oh, and I have a confession.
Uh-oh.
uh-oh.
I have a shoe fetish.
Yes,
I
we
noticed
saw- we
that
saw.
too.
Oh,
We
I'm
noticed that.
with you. Come on, let's talk about that.
Okay.
I noticed that too.
Yeah, I got a shoe fetish, man. I'm up to 57 pairs of shoes.
Come on, sir. Come on, sir. I love quality shoes. Love them.
I do, but I don't need any more. That's the thing. I don't need any more.
I don't need no more of these, but I got them.
Hey, I'm sending you money this week to build my. Oh,
Come on, Lovejoy. God, dog.
what?
All right, James Fred.
Yeah, let's hear about this biz because he tired now because he's been
Yeah,
working,
right.
making all that money.
Well,
Oh man, my week was it could have been better. You know, I you know my snooker was feeling a little under the weather.
Oh,
So, you know, I was dealing with that all week. I did do some shooting yesterday though that kind of tired me out too. But
video shooting, people.
Video.
video shooting, yes. Video shooting.
Yeah.
Other than that, man, it's just a normal week, nothing special. Nothing special.
By the way, how is Jess? How's she doing?
She's better. She's a little weak, a little fatigued, but she's better.
Okay.
Okay. When she's sick, you're sick. I see
Yes,
it all
sir.
over
Absolutely.
you. Y'all are
so
one.
It's smooth. Smooth.
That's all right.
Y'all going through that manual yet? Y'all going through the book yet?
No, I just ordered my other one from Lovejoy.
It's in the mail.
So when it gets here, I got the first one. So when it gets here, we're gonna go through it. I'm hoping that she stays with me when we go through this one.
Okay. And I'm glad you said that, James, because we have a couple who got into it because we told them don't go through the manual by yourself.
Right.
We are the mediator. We can help walk you through it. Don't try to do that manual by yourself because you're gonna mess them up.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
And
I think we can
they
handle
was
it.
hard
See,
head.
See that there it is right there. Hard head.
I think that I know I can communicate with her.
Uh-huh.
And I think
No,
that
you can't.
and so I told
No.
myself in this,
No.
I said that I was going to work through it and I was going to listen to understand. That's what you said, Lovejoy.
That's right.
Listen to understand. I said I was going to do all of
What's
that.
up, Matt?
So that's what I'm going to do when we get this other book. If I feel like it's going to the left, I'll set them on fire, then call Lovejoy and Tashara. And then we'll,
You kind of putting the cart before the horse, though, aren't you?
Hey, why don't you call them first and then baby first?
Right. No.
okay, well maybe we'll try something, but I think we can handle it though. I think we can handle it.
Wow.
See?
Look out. He feeling better. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Jess. I appreciate it.
Yes, yeah.
All right, Mario, how was your week, sir?
It was a very busy week. It blew by. Your boy is tired. Just got off another Zoom. I was having trouble keeping my eyes open.
Yes, you were.
This was a weekend of honeydew and all of that good stuff. You closing the door on me? Okay. Just a rough week, man, and I'm glad I'm glad I got to the weekend. I have taken the opportunity to rest
Good.
today.
Good.
Sit on it.
Good.
But here's what I want to do. I want to go into Love Joy. You have a book about couples counseling and relationships. Do you have anything for a lonely brother by the name that shares the same last name as myself, and he's on the live right now in the comment section that may be looking for somebody because he's looking for love?
Wow.
You know, we want to make sure he gets hooked up.
Wow.
You know, we want to make sure he gets hooked up with a
Maybe
nice
we need to
young
have
lady.
a matchmaking show or something.
Oh,
Maybe we
wow.
need to have
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be cool,
That would
James.
be cool.
That
Mac
would be
Leonard,
cool.
we gonna get you hooked up, bro. We gonna get you hooked up.
Can I say something what I appreciate about Mac Leonard though?
What?
He gonna be himself.
Yes,
All
he
the
is.
time.
What you see is what you get. If you can't
Right.
appreciate that, take your ass on somewhere.
We need to get us some single women and some single guys on here, man, and
Sure.
do some matchmaking, man, and hook some people up together.
I'm gonna get you
We
married,
gotta put
Mac.
that together.
Yeah. So you know the ratio is still it's 8 women to every man.
Every one man.
So that shouldn't be a problem. And there's some people out there would love to appreciate a guy like Mac Leonard. I'm serious. I am so serious. They like where he at.
Yeah.
I mean, all you gotta do is be like, ladies, listen, he got 85 inches sitting on the wall in the bedroom.
Oh
You know
boy,
what
I
I'm
thought that was going, I thought that was going sideways. I was going sideways.
Well, that's how he was going left. Real
Yeah,
fast.
it did. Coming out of last week, we don't know what James gonna say
I
right
know,
there.
right?
Ooh, I thought that was about to go sideways.
Side.
Hey, you see what he said? He don't need no help.
And let me tell you why he needs help. Maybe he needs to come talk to you and Tashara because he has a unique crazy that may be warding him off. You know what I'm saying? His very unique crazy might be keeping him away.
So just a little, and now, Steve, I promise you, not take up too much time. But he has a uniqueness, but there is somebody out there that fits him.
Of course.
That fits him. I can get into philosophical and all that stuff about female, what FE stands for on the periodic table, iron.
Shots fired.
You see that, don't you, Love Joy?
What?
He doesn't need any more victims. My brother does not have victims. No such thing. He's not that kind of guy.
What's up, Carlton back?
What's up,
Anyway.
Carter? Yeah. But anyway, hey, honestly, I still want to do that show on matchmaking and just see how that turns out. Man.
We'll see what we can do.
Okay. Yeah, that would be cool and fun. So I would love to be on something like that.
Okay. Well, other than that, man, good weekend. Just glad it's good weekend. That's all I can say. No problem. Oh, went out to my dad's house shooting. I held up this little puppy I got, and went out there to test fired up after I built it. And you know what I can say about old man? I can see the change that happens in an old man when he goes from being that aggressive bulldog that he used to be to now he's the mellow old guy. Nothing, right? He's the mellow old dude now. Yeah, that's unique to see because he's been a type of guy all of my life. So to see my dad in this phase of his life where he actually kind of halfway cares about what his neighbors around him think and stuff, I'm like, who is this dude?
That's cool, man. That's cool.
Anyway, that's all. Go ahead. That was a good weekend.
Okay, cool. All right, guys, let's go and get into it, man. We've been
whoa, Playboy.
We not finna skirt past you.
All right, man. My week, I took off Friday. My week was good. I took off Friday to spend some time with the kids. They go back to school next week.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took some time off. We went out to Dave & Buster's, which is, man, look, let me tell y'all something. Do not eat at Dave & Buster's, okay? I'm going to go ahead and say that right now.
Why?
Man, I just had how you mess up a salad? It was a salad.
Oh,
wow.
And the leaves were leaned all over like this, man. And it was bad. It was like, yeah, I'm not going to eat this lettuce. This is horrible. So don't go eat over there, guys.
Say that. It might have been just that. I've had Dave & Buster's before, and it wasn't a bad experience.
I mean, I ain't never been to this one here, but the one in Georgia that I went to wasn't that bad.
Right. So
Right.
this one here might be off. But anyway, Saturday my boy had his first scrimmage. We went out to Thompson High School. Played on the big field out there. They scrimmaged against each other. Same team scrimmaged against each other. My son's a lineman. He's doing good on the O-line. He's happy. How kids are. They're happy one day, then they don't want to do it the next. And he talking about, he won't do it next season. I'm like, boy, get through the first one first. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
But I'm proud of him. He held his own, man. So what we're going to see next week is he's going to go up against another team, and we'll see how they do.
First game next week?
First scrimmage. It's not going to mean anything. So we're going to go up against some team out of Montebello. So Montebello fifth grade.
Are they going up there, or is Montebello coming here?
Did you give him the trash talking I told you to tell him?
No.
Not your mom.
All right, I get with him. I get with him.
Okay. All right.
Not your mom.
But it was a good. This week was also special. I think me and Mario talked offline where I had the righteous indignation rise up in me. I had to set some folks straight. So we won't, the pastor came out of me then, but I did it respectfully as much as I could. But yeah.
He checked somebody.
But let me tell you something. Don't let the meekness fool you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let the meekness fool you. Don't let, as my wife would say, don't let the smooth taste fool you. Because I can get with you if you know what I mean. So anyway,
you want to tell us about it?
No, I'm not telling you about it because
the DC will come out in here.
It's right, and this this is in-house business for right now. But you know what I'm saying? Don't let the meekness. Don't mistake it for weakness. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, so let's get on with the show.
I really want to know the story. Honestly.
Right.
I'm being petty right now. I want to know what you told and what you said and how you said it.
Right. I mean, you didn't take it that far.
I said, bless you. All right, here we go, guys. Let's get started man. With the show. We want to thank everybody for being there. Put your fours up. We up in the place, man. We did a lot of talking on our intro, man. We don't need to go that long, but hey, it needs to be done. I want to talk about a few things today. We got a whole bunch of topics tonight, guys, that we want to talk about. First one I want to talk about for real though, and it's a current events and it's stupid. I think the guy's called Dub Baby. Is it Dub Baby or Lil Baby? Because there's two of them.
They have a Dub Baby. You talking about the guy that made the comments, the homophobic comment?
Yeah.
The Dub Baby.
That's Dub.
That's Dub Baby.
So
I really haven't listened to his music. I don't know who he is. I don't really care because a lot of these new rappers suck to me. But apparently he must have said something at a concert talking about sexual orientation, how they have sex, and having AIDS. I'm not going to go into exactly what he said. But apparently the LGBTQ, the whole alphabet, people got mad at him and now they want to cancel him.
No, not just them. But regular black folks too.
And regular black folks too. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is what the issue is with that. Is that this young man can get on records talking crazy about black women.
That's what I want to bring up.
Shooting black folks, killing black folks, and we good with that. But he mentioned something about LGBTQ, and we want to cancel it. Now we want to cancel it.
Right.
Dig into that, Steve. Go ahead.
Well, that's what I wanted to bring up, and I want to even people that are listening. What do you guys think about this? That now, it's okay to talk about killing other black men and women, degrading black women, drugs, sex, whatever. But then, as soon as we bring up another issue, now we got problems with it. So, what do you guys think about that? I mean, I have my own opinions, but I want you guys to go ahead and say why now are the people upset?
That is the hypocrisy of the music industry in the U.S. Period. I go back to a comment, and I'm kind of paraphrasing the comment that Dave Chappelle made, that he was in a meeting with an executive, and he was, they were chastising him about some comments that he made while he was doing the Chappelle show, and he said, "It's funny that I can use the word nigger with impunity."
Mm.
And I can make all kinds of derogatory comments as it pertains to black people with impunity, and nothing is said. But the minute I say something along the lines of what he did say, and I forget what it actually was, I I'm in the office and you're having a conversation with me. Why is that? That's the hypocrisy of America. It's cool to denigrate us, black
Right.
people. You can make us look like idiots all you want to. We can be the butt of everybody's joke, everybody's stereotype with no problems whatsoever. But talk about somebody else. And the killing part is the minute we stand up for ourselves, then there's a problem.
Now it's get back in your place.
Right. Get back. Exactly. Get back in your place. But the Alphabet Soup crew is jumping on the civil rights bandwagon.
Sure.
They're jumping on that bandwagon and in many ways surpassing us.
Ain't no ways they have.
They're being allowed to surpass us in terms of I can speak in this address. You got people that endorse this boy, not necessarily endorse, but concert promoters that pull them off of his tours. I mean, he's losing a lot of money. You understand what I'm saying? Several concert venues, big festivals, crossover festivals has let him go. He's lost probably almost $1 million. In concerts. But the deal is they say something, people pull out. But you can run up and down the stage and yell nigger and all of this other stuff and hoes and bees and everything else. And that's cool. Okay. All right. We see how you think about us. We see what you think. But
Go ahead. Then I'm gonna say something.
I don't have much to say about that except it's what Mario said. It's a double standard. It's a double standard. And
so let me throw another wrench in this. Is it not a double standard that we allow him as a black culture to do so and he gets paid to do that? Is it not a double standard on our side?
Absolutely.
Absolutely it is.
That's just like we can say nigga to one another.
Right.
We can call each other nigga. And I'm not using the N-word. I'm gonna say the real word. So if your feelings is tempted, log off. We can call each other nigga all day long, but you better not call me a nigga.
Right.
It is what it is, And
that's what I'm saying. You got black women now that are all over the internet talking crazy about this man, about what he said about the LGBT community. And honestly, his comments, if you ask me, really was not directed toward the community.
At
you know
large.
what I'm saying? That was just that bad. And you have black women that are canceling him, talking crazy about him, but you had no problem with him on albums talking crazy about black women. You had no problem with that. Same thing with dudes. You got literally have black men talking that craziness. But you had no problem when he on his records talking about killing black men. Like you had no problem with that. It goes to show you, man, that as black people, we have allowed people to just totally confuse us to the point to where we don't even care nothing about ourselves. And we care more about the LGBTQ community. We care more about not offending white people than we do about ourselves. To the point to where we allow it's entertainment for us to listen to people talking about killing us. But then it becomes political wrong for a man to simply say, hey, if you're not out in the parking lot giving head, say what's up.
I'm sorry.
Basically, that's what he said.
That is what he said.
Why is the LGBT community upset at that? I don't see where that comment was derogatory toward that community.
Well, he came back and tried to double down before he made his apology, and I think that double down made it worse.
But that's what I'm saying. He felt he had to because of what was starting to happen. Like you said, he's losing money left and right.
Left and right. It was an open wound. He was bleeding.
It started off with that one big festival. What's it called? Papapalooza? Whatever that big festival. They kicked him out of that. Then he started losing his little smaller venues. Just all over the place. So yeah, he was like, okay, let me try to say something. But man, one thing that we have learned at this point, when you piss off the LGBTQ community,
right,
buddy, get ready.
Right.
But see, that's the thing though. That's my only problem with this. That's why I don't have a whole lot to say about it, because there's a double standard. we supporting someone else's cause, but we can't even support our own cause.
Come on, bro.
There you
Come on.
go. Why
And
does go ahead? Go ahead.
It's sickening, and it's almost like, man, you know, you get so tired of talking about this. Like, so when are you going to stand up for your own cause?
Mhm.
And then you want to start backing people and endorsing a community. Check this out, and I'm not going to be scared to say this: a community of people who are sometimes, well, not sometimes, they have double standard in their own community.
They're bullies.
They're bullies,
Mhm.
and they are extremely sensitive to anything.
But that's how you get it done, though, Lovejoy. Let's think about it.
Absolutely.
That's how they're getting the reaction that they're getting. Maybe if we take on that same mindset, some things will change with us. But we're too forgiving.
But no, we're not unified like that.
We're not unified, and we seem to think endorsing somebody else gives us a bigger voice,
It doesn't.
and it doesn't.
They use us.
They use us and
then
our cause,
Right.
because they stood on the shoulders of the civil rights movement
Right.
in order to promote their agenda or their platform. And I'm like, man, when are we going to start shutting up and stop supporting everybody else's cause and stand up for our own cause? That's the reason, man, I get so tired of talking, saying the same thing. Because, like, you Negroes, why don't you, dude? And for black men, that's all they want. It's for us to be at odds with each other. And for them, for whoever is speaking out against, oh boy, man, shut the hell up and miss me with that. Because you know what? Okay.
Well,
I'm just saying, I'm just tired of that mess, man.
Lovejoy, it's the same thing they did back in the day when the civil rights movement and the Black Power movement was going on. They pulled the black women out of that and told them, hey, instead of y'all being a part of this, come over to this feminism movement.
Absolutely.
Because
that's exactly what they did.
We're all women, and instead of black power, it's women power, and we need to stick together as women. And that removed a lot of black women from that movement.
You're absolutely
slowed
right.
it down.
Absolutely right. Because that wasn't our fight.
It was not.
It's still it.
Was not our fight. Not at all. But they convinced a lot of black women to do that. So it's the same thing now. So instead of, hey, black people, instead of you just worried about black position, won't you come worry about us lesbian and gay position too? We're all the same. We're all humans.
We're all fighting for the same thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Why aren't you fighting on our behalf?
On our behalf. And then there's some that say that they do. You know what I mean? I'm not, you know me. I do both sides of the story. And there are some that say that they do, but in fact, in overall, it has been us that's been supporting every other group.
Mm-hmm.
You have individuals and small groups of people that may join into the black cause. But as a community, as the LGBTQ community, where were they when all this was happening to George Floyd?
Right.
Where were they when all this was happening
James,
to Trayvon Martin?
James,
So,
even that, you have to be careful. When people start saying that they're joining our cause, 9 times out of 10, they have a hidden agenda to promote their
own. Exactly.
Their own. It's never for our cause.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. We talk about Black Lives Movement and those that became a part of it. They was pushing their own narrative.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk.
Look at what Antifa did last summer. They totally hijacked those protests and turned it into something.
Right.
I mean, something crazy.
Right.
Absolutely.
And they took that Black Lives Matter protest, man, and totally hijacked it and took control. So what you started seeing on the news, you're looking at all these white people burning down buildings and stuff, and it's like, wait a minute, that ain't even Black Lives Matter. But who took the blame for it, though?
Right. And I don't want to get off on too far from that. I just wish we would take the mentality. Don't excuse what I'm about to say. I wish we would take the mentality of the white man. They can do something so wrong, but when another joker standing in front of the camera, he gonna tell you that's not what you saw.
Right.
And they always come to the aid of their feather brethren. Why in the hell are we as black men trying to oust old boy for saying that? And right is right, wrong is wrong. But I think there's a way we can articulate that to say we stand with him. Now, maybe he need to go back and do some PR stuff, some public relations stuff, and clear that up. But remember, Kevin Hart went through the exact same thing.
Right. Oh, an old joke.
An old
joke.
And we wanted to oust him. And I'm like, man, at what point do we stop and pause and say, hey, this is still my brother, and he still looks like me? Because that could be me.
I'm gonna say this, Lovejoy. It goes back to slave training.
There we go. Yeah.
It goes back to that. We have to deprogram ourselves. First of all, you have to realize how you doing, my brother. How you doing, my brother? Thank you for joining us.
We're talking about the baby for a moment.
Right, we're talking about the baby, but it goes back to slave training, and we're gonna have to break that mentality. We've always been taught to that's not right. Basically, tell on each other.
Of course,
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that falls in the slave train. They've been taught to stand with you stand together at all costs, right, wrong, or indifferent. You stand together.
Yeah, I agree.
We weren't taught that.
But then James' friend gonna jump in here and he gonna say something stupid. What's the boy that don't believe orgasm is real?
Jesse Lee Peters.
Why? He gonna jump in and
Jesse
say something stupid because he has a platform. He's gonna say something really, really stupid that's gonna endorse the white people or their agenda. Watch what I say. They're gonna get him to say he's a black man. They're gonna get him to say something crazy.
I'm sure. And they're gonna probably get Candace Owens also.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
I had a coworker say something to me about that. And he's a Trump supporter. He said that 2024, Trump ain't gonna run, but his daughter is gonna run for president, and Candace Owens is gonna run for vice president. You happy about that? I said, the hell with Candace Owens. Y'all can have her.
Yeah, y'all can have her.
Y'all can have her. I said, we don't want her.
Yeah. We revoked her call along.
You got Republicans telling Candace Owens to kick rocks. I mean,
that's bad.
That is bad.
You know what I'm saying?
How you feel about Candace? I don't give a damn about Candace Owens. That's how I feel.
I'm glad y'all brought that up, because I'm gonna segue on into August 13th. Friday the 13th was supposed to be the day. Supposed to be the day that Trump was supposed to be put back in office. Many of the conspiracy theorists and Trumpeteers and crazy folks thought for sure that Trump will be back in office because of, I think, the Mr. Pillow guy had some evidence, and he had a week-long symposium to verify evidence that China took over the voting machines to put Biden in.
Well, listen, I'm pretty sure Trump did walk into his office Friday and wherever it's at, and so they didn't lie. He's in an office.
No, he was supposed to be the president. Okay.
But when are the people going to get it?
That's what I'm talking about.
This dude just he's pulling strings, and he keeps leading them to a place of nowhere. But they keep still holding on to hope,
listen, man. Bump these folks. Let me tell y'all something. All you conservatives and Republicans, check this out. The Democrats cheated and we still won. Now what?
Whoa.
Now what?
You're gonna irritate some people.
Yeah. They stole votes. So what?
Are we still live?
I think so.
Who cares? So
I hope we still live. Somebody probably snatched us off the air, snatched our feet.
It worked. They cheated and it worked. So guess what? Live with it.
Right. Live with it. What you gonna do about it?
Right. What you look? I voted 4 times myself. Now what?
Now what? Cut that out, boy.
They put it out there and close the booth down, Doc. What you talking about?
I like that, Fred.
Fred said he voted 4 times. Okay, Fred.
Hey, look. Somebody gonna come on the show and take that clip.
Yes, that sound bite. Yeah, I was looking at it. Was 34 minutes and 35 seconds.
Well, I voted 4 times, then mailed in 3 different ballots. How about that then?
Oh, they're gonna be playing this
sound bite that then. That's what
he doing close up. He's doing his own close up. See how close he is to the camera?
Yeah,
his own close up.
Make sure y'all heard and saw him say that.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning. And
It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay.
Oh, brother.
Oh, my
You need to
brother.
get some sleep, brother. But
Yeah,
thank you
he
for
was
doing
dead.
it, man.
Say
We
it's
appreciate
1
the
o'clock
support.
there. Wow.
Appreciate
Thanks
the
for your
support, but
support,
good
dog.
dude,
Thank you,
brother
brother.
David.
We appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on from Trump, supposed to be at Friday 13th, supposed to be go back to.
I didn't even want to talk about old boy, so I ain't really
I want
nothing
to
to
talk
talk
about
about.
right quick then the census report, and I know it's been happening for years, but this year is the first time that whites have dropped. The first time they have dropped since 1790 of being the majority in the United States of America. I want to see if
So
you got
what's going on, y'all? What's happening in the bedroom? Something ain't happening in the bedroom? What's happening? What's going on? You stressed out? You got something going on?
Can't
What's
get it up? Need some
Can't get it up. I tell you what it is. You in black folk business too much. That's what it is.
Thank you.
That's
You
what
too
it is.
worried about us and not worried about what's going on in your bedroom.
If you
So what's
mind your
happening
own
is your
business
wife
and break your
then went
wives
down
and
to the
girlfriends'
hood.
backs, you won't have no problem.
Say that again,
Lean
Mario.
into it a little bit, huh?
Say that again.
I said, if you stay out of our business and break your wife or your girlfriend's back, we wouldn't be having this problem.
But they
You'll be
can't
the
do
one.
that because the wife and the girlfriend coming to the hood for the black guy to break.
Oh, snap. She coming
That's
to
why
get
you got
some
all these little mixed children all over the place now.
She getting some
There go
good
Mike
Mandinka
Smith.
loving. She getting some Mandinka loving. Okay, it is what it is.
That's why.
It has
That's
to do
why.
with COVID too.
What's the boy name?
I don't know about that, Carlton.
I don't know about that.
Because
Talk.
this
This has been happening
Yeah.
over a period of time.
Yeah, the census is between 2010 and 2020.
Yeah. This is what they knew that this was coming, that they
Right.
would end up becoming the minority, and either people like the Hispanic community or the black community would become the majority, and they're
Well,
scared.
The Hispanics are slated to be the number
one.
the number one, and us number two.
Yeah.
So black folk, what the problem is? What you
Right.
what you ain't doing, huh?
Oh, but I have my theory concerning those things.
I do too.
Okay.
Well, here we are.
Okay, go ahead and give yours.
There's this thing called depopulation. That
Come
this
on.
dude, what's the boy that used to own Dell Computer? What's his name? Gates. Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
He seemingly wants to depopulate civilization, more specifically, people of color, more specifically, black people. And I think they're doing things in that direction to make sure, because notice, black teen pregnancy is down too. So how can what do we answer for that? They do things like try to keep the black man out of the home. Either he out of the home, either he's gay or he's in jail.
Well, there's a lot we can speak to that.
Well,
there's a whole lot.
Well, let me piggyback off of this. Let's just take the black woman. When the black woman goes to the doctor with an illness or female illness, a lot more often it leads to them removing her reproductive organs at a higher rate than it does a white person.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? That's an issue. Look at what's in our communities for us to eat that affects our reproduction. You see what I'm saying? A lot of this food that's in our communities that we eat. And that's why when I sit around and you have to sit back and look at the big picture, when white folks are talking eat healthy, because it was a push all of a sudden for healthy eating amongst the white community. I think it was for a reason, because they knew what was out there was causing infertility in both men and women.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So keep eating your fast foods, everybody. Keep eating all your fast food. Real talk. Eat your Mickey D's, your Burger Kings, your Jack, all of that. Keep eating it.
I'm not eating it.
Right. But look at the Hispanic community. They don't eat as much fast food. Their women tend to stay at home. Or not necessarily stay at home, but they tend to be cookers.
Well, you're getting into something else, though. You're leading to something else.
Well, but look, their numbers are up.
The numbers are up, and
you know why their numbers is up?
Why?
Are they doing
getting in?
Well, they getting, but I'm saying that to say they don't eat as much they don't consume as much fast food, I think, as we consume.
Right.
Their
Right.
home structure is more intact. They have more of a traditional household where the woman cooks.
Mhm.
Even if she works, she still is the cooker for the household. So they tend to go to the grocery store, buy food, and cook and eat. Whereas we grab fast food a lot. That stuff affects your hormones, your reproductive tract, all of that. So, I can see why they are on the fast track to become the number one in
And they stick together.
together.
You got multiple generations in a small
Under one
home,
roof.
apartment, or whatever. They learn how to work that whole thing out together.
Together.
And they
They're
all come up.
they're gonna pool their resources
Yeah.
together.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're gonna work together. So Miguel gonna go out there and lay bricks from sun up to sundown. He's gonna come back because he can't cash his check. Sarah gonna go cash his check and give him the money. He gonna give her some, and then it stays within their community. $1 is spent 5 times in their own community, guys.
Right.
Whereas $1 don't even stay in our community one time.
And we've talked about that many times on this show. Many times.
So it's crazy, and they still have traditional family values.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Watch this. I go to a lot of the area that I run is in northern-ish Alabama. I don't want to say exactly where I run my route, but I go to a lot of industrial places, and I see the Hispanic community. A van will pull up, let the thing up, and a lady will be in there with home cooked food.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Giving
sir.
plates, serving plates to the Hispanic workers.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Real food.
Real
They don't eat
authentic
this fast
food.
food.
That's right.
They don't
That's
eat
right.
all that junk. They eat real food.
And there's another thing that inner cities suffer from and called food desert, because there's a lot of stores that have pulled out the inner cities to where people can't get fresh food and vegetables.
But even if they were, Steve,
You don't
we
think
don't
they
get the best quality of foods in our community.
I understand that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But once again, I think me and James had this conversation. There's a choice. There's a choice to be made, because fast food is cheap food. Cheap food is unhealthy food.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
you got to take somebody that has a choice, man. Do I need to spend more money on healthier food, or do I get what I can get so I can pay the rest of my bills?
Yeah, absolutely.
See, it's all about design. You can even look at the whole pro-choice movement when it comes to abortions and stuff. I mean, you're talking 25 million black babies have been aborted in the past 10, 15 years. You've got to, and they push it. They push it on these girls. Baby, you don't have to have that baby if you ain't ready. You don't have to do that if you're not financially stable. Well, let's look at it. If we're going to look at numbers, how old is this lady going to be before she's financially stable?
And it's not going to happen.
Thank you. So what she does is she just goes to get these abortions.
Wow.
Also, if we look in the black community, guys, marriage is not pushed like it used to be pushed.
No, it's not.
It's
You see
not,
what I'm saying?
man.
So I mean, it's like mothers now tell their daughters, go chase that coin. Don't worry about no man. So now, by the time you start, let's say, and this is what's happening. You're not teaching them to marry young anymore and have kids anymore. You're teaching them to chase a career. Okay, so now you send them to college. They get into the workforce, or they fight, and now they jockey for a position in the workforce. So by the time they kind of halfway get comfortable in a career or a position, they might be past that healthy child rearing age. So now we're having problems having babies at 40.
Yeah.
45. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So they've missed their childbearing years. A lot of that is happening because, let's be honest, black women are the most educated now. The number one most educated person on the planet is a black woman. Hands down. Can't say nothing about it. It is what it is. That's what they're being taught and trained to do now. So
because they've been told that they can't have a career and raise the family. See, we've allowed society and people to tell them you got to do one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have this throng of black women that feel like, okay, I've got to go and start my career and get my career off the ground. And like you said, Mario, by the time that happens, now she done got to the point to where she don't want no kids and ain't worried about no kids, or she's gotten too old.
She's gotten too old
to be able to have them properly.
I've seen that too many times, bro.
And we've gone along with that. Now I'm not saying that the black women don't need to work, but we have to get them to understand you can do both. You absolutely can have a family and chase your career. When you submit to that man, you're not giving up your dreams.
Use the S word.
Right.
You're not. That's not what you're doing. All you're doing is saying is you're putting that responsibility on him. Hey, I want to do this. Now you the head to make it happen.
Wow.
So now he holds that responsibility with you. So you can do both. But we've allowed these folks like Jesse Lee Peterson and all these other stupid folks come and tell these women, hey, your place is only in the home. Well, these women nowadays ain't going for that. Like Mario said, they're too smart for that. Well, they want their careers, they want their businesses, they want their jobs. And
I think we've done this service too, even as men. We have been so dehumanized, and our masculinity has been taken away from us. It's almost like the black man is against the whole world, including our black women.
Black women, yeah.
Because the system, our government system told, okay, we'll give you a place to live, we'll pay for your food, we'll give you Medicaid, we'll take care of your kids. Just make sure that Negro is not in the house when we come to inspect. Then on the other hand, if you got guys who are out here doing what they're supposed to do, we got people like Kevin Samuel who gives us a bad rap and saying what we want and what we don't want. I'm sorry, player, you don't speak for me.
Right.
I'm sorry. But you got other black men out here who are endorsing this ideology of a system that's not for us. So now what does the black woman do? She feels like I'm by myself. I'm on my own. Then mama taught me, child, don't you depend on no man. You better go and do your own thing. You better, and seeing all that stuff. And then so when we start using words like James just said, when we start talking about submission, when we start talking about head of the household, then that's when they get their attitude and like, period. Ain't no man gonna tell me what to do. Period. And all that crazy stuff. And then they look up and they are 43, 44 years old and realize I got the career, I got the car, I got the house and all that stuff, but I'm missing something. I'm missing something. I talk to them all the time, guys, all the time. And to try to tell you, we have women talking about, can I clone you and take you home? No, I'm good. You don't need to clone me. You need to call me. And so now they're lonely. They're lonely, can't find a man because every man they meet, they saying he's intimidated because I make 6 figures a year, and they saying all this foolishness. But isn't that what society did to the black man? And I'm not trying to play victim here. I'm not. I'm just telling you the reality of this, of what society has done. And the picture they painted of us, guys.
I want to get to some.
That's inflammatory right there, Delano. Delano, that's inflammatory. We'll pay the bills and we can demand submission.
Okay.
I don't think you have to demand anything as a man from your woman. If you gotta demand something from your woman, bruh, that's the wrong woman for you. If you're doing what you're supposed to do as a man,
she would want to.
Truly a woman.
She would want to.
In the truest sense of the word.
She's gonna give it to you. She's gonna give it to you. She's gonna give it to you. And watch this. You create the rhythm in your home, man. James Fred says all the time. And I think one time he was joking. No, he wasn't joking about it, but he made a statement on Facebook. He says, if you have to walk around and say that you're the man,
right?
you're not the man.
Not the man.
That
You're
goes
not the man.
and
And so,
sorry, go ahead.
and listen, guys, for me, I defined submission to Tashara the other day. We were out, and I said the reason there's a negative connotation to that word is because we've abused the word.
Right.
Absolutely.
Submission is not what people think it is.
Mhm.
Submission is simply saying what James Fred just said: is to put your mission under his mission while he's accomplishing his mission. Hers will be accomplished too as well.
Right.
So what you're actually saying is, you the leader. Get me there, player.
Right.
All the dreams that God gave me, I'm willing to support you in yours while mine's happen too.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has to be the leader, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And normally when the thing is reversed, the house is out of order. Then y'all want to come see me, and then I got to straighten this mess out. I was like, okay, so you told him he couldn't do what?
Mm-hmm.
That's not your son. That's your husband.
That's your husband.
So now I'm having to try to reverse this thing again. I'm like, you ain't gonna tell me what to do not one single time.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'll listen because God made you help.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's the purpose of this computer? Right now at this moment, it's to broadcast. It's helping me. It's supporting me.
Mm-hmm.
What's the purpose of this microphone? To amplify my voice.
your voice.
You don't
Help.
see this microphone arguing with me about what he's supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem with most homes. We're arguing about roles because people have degraded what a woman's supposed to be.
Right.
And so we
Delano.
don't understand that stuff, man.
So you
Agreed.
got to think about it in this terms, and this is how I
Agreed.
explain it to people. So I understand that my woman is supposed to be my helpmeet. All right. If I want to move a refrigerator, right, the person that's helping me either has to be equally as strong as me or stronger. If they're weaker than me, they can't help me move this refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I look at these relationships. The woman with me has to either be as strong as me or stronger in order for her to be able to help me actually do what it is that my role is for me to do.
Mm-hmm.
If she can't do that, then she's not the woman for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you run into, like the guy said, having to demand things from your woman because she's not strong enough to help you accomplish what it is you need to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
So you find yourself in a position where you're trying to demand things and make her do things, where if she understands her strength and is actually there for you, she'll already know what she has to do.
Right.
And you won't have to demand anything.
That's
She'll
good.
see you moving and she'll move in tandem with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's understanding, but that's an understanding you have to have going into the relationship.
And
Well, I
that's
would
the
hope-
problem, Mario.
I would hope.
That's the problem. We
Right.
don't talk about that going
Right.
into it.
Because there's a lot of assumptions that
There's a
happen,
lot of assumptions.
Well,
and
you scared.
it's not
You scared, like
negotiated.
you said.
You know what I mean?
And that's what Delano said. Communicate early in the
Right.
relationship.
Early in relationship,
So,
my
yeah.
wife knew who I was before we got married. She knew who I was supposed to be. She knew my destiny. And so, like James said, she saw that. So it didn't take a whole lot, but we still had to communicate. Or when she came alongside me, we started moving together. You know what I'm saying? But it takes communication early in a relationship. Man, we went way left on that.
Can I tell y'all something
What?
that's not going to be popular though?
What?
And Steve, I ain't disagreeing with you, but in my doing this,
Mhm.
you don't start walking together till at least 3 to 5 years.
Agreed.
Why you say that? I need
There's a
some
dying,
lines.
because there has to be a dying to this.
Right.
That has to be number one vision for where we're going.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
If there is more than one vision, we call it division.
Division.
Mhm.
If I'm communicating, Mario,
Mm-hmm.
with my significant other or the person that's supposed to be support for me,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not in a position, and most men are not communicators at large.
Right.
Right.
So it is hard for me to articulate where I'm going when I don't know where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
And we can say now, great, if those that have found your purpose and found where you're supposed to be and you're in that vein, God bless you. Thank God for you, man. Thank God. But the average guy, fellas, and y'all know I'm telling the truth, does not understand where he's going.
Right.
He's trying to figure it out as he goes. Now watch this. And as he's moving, there's added responsibility that comes with it. A baby is born. Now I got to figure out how to be a husband and a daddy and an employee on somebody's job. I'm frustrated because there's no manual and possibly there's nobody there to teach me the ethics of being a man.
Right.
So I'm just saying it takes about 3 to 5 years to even understand. Oh yeah, she mad. Let me leave her alone. Yep, she got attitude. Okay, that's a fight I don't want. Rather than going there and trying to go back and forth and realize you're gonna sit there and look stupid, dude. Or just leave alone. She'll come around and talk. It takes about 3 to 5 years, guys. Honestly, for a person to really understand another person.
I want to. I'll go ahead and read Delano's
comment.
Yeah, he said, when I said demand, I am saying that her nature will put a demand on her if we as men are doing what we need to do because she sees the God in us.
Got you. I see what he's saying.
Yeah.
See where you're going.
Yeah. That demand would be put on her not by him, but by the simple fact that she sees what he's doing. It's basically what I was saying. So if she sees, if she's true in nature to herself, then once you line up, she'll line up also. It doesn't take a whole lot.
It really don't.
But you know what? You said it really don't. Well, what's happening now is I think women of yesterday were more in tune with that, more so than women of today.
So what happened then, Mario?
Right, I'm about to say, what was the missing element?
They knew it, but these
older women were homemakers. That was their first inkling. Newer women are independent women. I can go get it for myself. And if you fit in what I'm doing, cool. If you don't, I'll do it myself. That independent woman mindset changed somewhere around the 80s.
Okay. Well, let's look at this from another standpoint, though.
It was designed
from a different point of view. The men got out of line. So if the man is not in line, then that woman is not going to line up with it. She's going to say, I'll do it on my own. See, if we're going to be the true leaders and the true head, it's got to start with us.
But James, I ain't say we didn't get out of line, but there were a lot of forces at work pulling us out of line.
Right.
True.
And you know what I'm saying.
I understand. I'm not saying we did it purposely.
Right. There were
but
a lot
I'm saying we got out of line. Even if we were forced, pushed, or whatever.
But men hadn't always been perfect, even in that. But a lot of men knew. And I had this conversation with my dad. When he said he worked in the and at the steel plant with some guys that could not manage money, couldn't handle money. They were hard workers, but couldn't manage money. Payday on Friday, the wife will be there to collect the check for him.
Yeah, I
he
remember
got
that.
paid. She came and got the check, went and paid the bills. You see what I'm saying? Somewhere along the line, man, we lost that. We working as a team to do this. You can blame some of it on us as men. You can blame some of it on us as women, the women. But
you have to blame some of that is on the system.
On the system. Thank you. 3 parts. Thank you. I missed that. You are so right. You are so right. So, you know, we're constantly as Black people, we got a system working against us. You already have to know that coming in, understand that, and we have to do what we need to do to make sure we as a people survive.
The best thing we could do, and that what we've done is we've learned that system, and we've learned to navigate around it to the best of our abilities. This is why we've been able to become successful. This is the reason why we've been able to line back up, to allow the women to line back up. Because we figured out the system. Once we recognized it and realized it was there, it wasn't that hard to figure it out.
So, James, let me play devil's advocate just for a
Come on
second.
with it.
So what happens when we learn the system and the system is ever changing.
We have to adapt.
Yeah, that,
One thing about black people, we
So,
are very good at adapting to
I
our
get it. I get it.
very good.
I get it. So we are constantly changing because of a system. Don't we call that man a double-minded man? So the woman don't see consistency in me because I'm having to change the narrative all the time.
I don't know about that, Love George.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So tell me this.
Make it plain.
Tell me this. See, when you go on your job, do you have the white man's voice? And then when you're on the black guys, do you have the four black guys' voice?
Code switching.
But look, bro, that's called code switching. And yeah, and that once again is a way of adapting. I have to adapt to the situation that I'm in. And
so what are you teaching? What are you teaching? Number one, as the head of your home, are you teaching your wife that there's two different people that she lives with? And are you teaching hold up, hit my point.
Okay.
Are you teaching your kids that there are two different people that is one way here and then he's one way at work?
I'm teaching my wife. Now, first of all, I don't have to teach my wife because she has to code switch herself.
Boom.
Secondly, I have to teach my kids how to survive and thrive in this system. So I'm not double-minded.
No.
I'm surviving.
Watch this. I can piggyback off of what you just said. It was taught in my household. There's one way you talk when you're around your friends and your family, and there's another way when you go out in public and you have to deal with people outside of the black race that you have. I was taught that. Right, wrong, and different. We were taught the code switch.
When are we ever going to learn to be ourselves?
Oh, I think we're coming to answer that question. I think we are moving into that now.
No, we're not.
I think we are.
No, we're not. The narrative has not changed, Mario, in 79 years.
I think it has.
It's just, it looks different.
Okay.
But I'll go back to your first question, though. I'm not having a double-minded.
Well, we got that.
I'm being double-minded.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
I was talking about double-minded in other essence. I'm not talking about, I'm just saying
you
one way here, then one way there. I'm not talking about double-minded. I'm just talking about being the example in the home, being consistent down the road. A white man's going to be a white man straight down the road. But here's the thing. He gets to play his game the way he wants to. When he thinks the game is not working for him, he's able to change the narrative. Then we have to switch because he decides he's going to change the narrative.
Well, we all know that they move the goalposts every single time. Because this is what black people do, and that's why I'm proud of my people. We see a goal, it has moved. We meet the goal again, they move it. We meet the goal again, they move it. Until once again we have our own money, power system, and rights, we're going to have to keep meeting that goal. You know what I'm saying? And because I'm going to have to code switch. I'm going to have to tell my son he's going to have to code switch.
And that's what my parents were telling me.
Survive in this system until we find a way to change it over.
Well,
I'm excited because I'm not upset with you.
Oh, no. I think it's healthy dialogue when we can talk like this and make sure that people see the different perspectives on certain things.
Yeah.
So for me, I got tired of the game.
Yeah.
To the point where I can't work for a white man because you ain't gonna tell me one day when I can take off work. Got tired of it, and that's like you said. Until we become controllers of our dollars,
right?
We cannot call ourselves influencers. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
we're not influencers to the point where we can change laws, things that go on in our community. We have to adapt to this person's system or this system. I'm not going to say the white man. This system that we're in. Right. That's all I'm saying, fellas.
Because the system is green.
The system is green.
The system is green. I agree with you. But just under the system being green is white and black. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
Okay, if that was the case, if the system was all green, why did it take black men? And I'm just using this as an example. They boxed us out of being team owners for years, for professional teams. Even though some of us had the money, we were still boxed out of it. So if money was the sole thing, that wouldn't have happened. So that tells you money and race, they run a close second. You understand what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, but at the end of for me, and this is just for me, at the end of the day, you want to keep your green close to your chest.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do what? Say that again.
You want to keep your green close to your chest. You know what I'm saying?
Keep it close to your community.
Close to your community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got.
So
do you think that's true for us as a community of people?
What?
It's true for them.
For them, right? Because we spend our green on stupid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to have Air Force Ones, we got to have red bottoms, we got to have this stuff.
But do we do that? Are we doing that as a whole still, though, Steve?
What do you mean?
Because in every community you have people that spend money on stupid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead.
But you see now more black people owning land, more black people taking control of their finances, and more black people spending it in the black community.
Yes.
I think the problem is, I don't think it's that we're not doing it. I just think that at this point, we don't have the numbers for it to make the difference that it has to have.
True.
I understand.
Say that again. I missed it. Say that again.
We don't have the numbers for it to make a big difference like it needs to be.
Okay.
Because even though we have a lot of money, there's still more of them. Let me stop saying them. There's still more white folks.
Right.
And how they spend their money, we're still playing catch up now. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We're still trying to get into spending more money in our communities. But let me tell you something that happened the other day that kind of woke me up to what we're not doing. I sent my son in a gas station the other day in a black community. And I was joking with him. I said, bring me a beer out of there.
What's up, D?
So he goes in the store. He comes back out to the car and says, I need some more money. I said, for what? You just went in there to buy a charger. He said, no, I need some more money for the beer. I said, they're going to sell you the beer? He said, yeah. So these people, these Arabs, watch my 13-year-old walk into the store, go in the cooler, get a beer, put it on the thing, and the guy rung it up. My son does not look anywhere near 21 years old. He's 13. That just goes to in our communities. The problem is we don't own our communities.
There we go.
So because we don't own our communities, we're not controlling anything. We say we're spending in the black community, but that money is not going to black people or going to the community. Just because the store is in the community does not mean that we're the owners, that we're spending. And that's the problem. That's where the gap is we've got to start owning the stores in our community. We got to start owning the houses in our community.
Come on, I know where you're going, Lil Joy. Go.
James.
Come on.
Okay. There's a couple of things I just want to say about that. We do control the dollars. The black community does control the green. We spend and we stimulate the economy because of our care. Steve called it, what was it?
Tragic consumers.
Tragic consumers.
Okay.
They need us because we are tragic consumers.
I understand that.
Okay. So on personal experience, you won't give me $6.7 million so I can create a development, because that then creates more money for an individual black man. So you would take me through God knows what tax returns, liquid assets, and all those things, because you understand that I'm about to create wealth. Now I'm going to employ more people that looks like me, and you don't want that because I'm not playing the game according to your system.
Right.
What happens, James, when we get a stimulus check and we say stuff like, I'm going to invest into this? Bring me a black person that can teach me how to multiply my money so I can then pool my resources and say, whatever we decide we want, if we want a black store in this community, we'll have a black store in this community. What happens when we start thinking like that in terms of numbers, as opposed to getting the red bottoms? Watch this. As opposed to buying Bentleys, as opposed to doing all of those other crazy things, what if we took our money and thought futuristic?
But this is what I'm trying to
First,
tell
you
you.
have to create
You're
a
taking,
community.
but you took that too deep. Okay.
No.
And the reason why I say that is because is that we don't have to do that. I'm simply talking simple as owning the houses in our communities, owning the block that we live in.
James, no sir.
See,
So I'm gonna kick back on that one and said that even you talking about owning houses, that's part of the system, because houses was created by banks in order to make more money. That's a whole nother way of thinking. And because I'm talking to these wealthy white guys who's worth $640 million and say, I would never own a house. Never own a home, because the homes and houses was created something tangible in order for the banks to make more money. They take your money that you put in the banks and lend it back to you, and they call it default when you don't give them your money back.
So look, so if you think along that lines and we stay along that lines, then when we talk about spending money in the black community, what are we talking about?
What community is what you're saying, James?
In the black community, what are we saying when we tell people to do that? We've been on the show and we've told people they need to spend their money with black people. What are we saying? Are we simply talking about buying services and goods from a black business?
That's a good start.
That's a start.
Okay,
but
then
I get where you're going with this.
People do that.
Say that again.
People do that.
So
people do that constantly.
Do
People
what?
do that all over the place.
Spend money buy goods and services from
black business,
from black people.
I have a lot of support from black people that buy my service.
But it has to be enough. It has to be quantitative. It has to be enough money, because once again, we'll spend a few dollars with you, right? But then where do we buy our outfit from that you're taking pictures in?
Okay.
You
But again, do we have the numbers?
That's what I was just about to ask. Do we have the numbers to make it feasible and sustainable? That's what
we do. We do.
I think we do.
My boy up here, Delano, just said this a few while ago. He said we have the numbers because black people bring $1.2 trillion, makes us the 9th richest nation in the world as black people.
Black people.
It's about where we spend our money.
We've made everybody rich except ourselves.
Exactly. Yo, we got to go, man. We 15 minutes now. Unless y'all want to keep this going, but
I'm just trying to figure out, because this is what I don't want to happen. See, we dog and we drag the black community as a whole for not spending dollars in the black community. My point is that we do. My point is that as black businesses, we have support from black
clarify
people.
your remarks. Who are you saying dogging the black community?
Say what now?
Community at large will dog the black community.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure we clarify who we're saying dogging the black community, and what are we saying, and how do we ratify this particular issue if we can ratify it? Are we going to be the generation who do it? Or are we going to have to take the investment to start investing into our future generation? And maybe this is a long-term, maybe a 50-year solution, because you're not going to just turn this proverbial ship around.
Right.
Not at all.
Right.
Not at all.
And that's what he just said.
saying
Rome was
is
not
that-
built in a day. That's what he just said. You have to let's start.
right.
Rome was not built in a day.
So my thing is the start has happened, right?
The what?
Is that the start has happened?
The
We
start
have
has
started.
happened. Right.
Yeah, I agree.
more-
I agree. It's happening.
But
More
after,
black people own businesses today than ever.
right,
More
Sure.
black people are
Sure.
becoming wealthy today than
Than
ever.
ever. Right.
Yeah.
but we cannot leave those who have not heard the information behind. And as long as we can, as this show does, spur black people along, the more we'll have ownership and unified and supporting our community.
I agree.
But still, not everybody is getting this message. Because look, we got the baby, we got little baby, we got what's that, Lil Kim, we got what's that other girl with the WAP, we got Meg Thee Stallion. We are fighting all these forces that these kids are watching. Listen to me now. All these forces that they're watching every day and they're listening to, and what they listen to is nothing but materialism.
Right.
But
And
these are
our little
wealthy
show
people
comes
they're
on.
listening to.
Our little show comes on at Sunday nights. You know what I'm saying? And so we are a voice go against the tide, saying, "Please unify. Please support your black
look at
people."
this though, Steve. Let me tell you what's happening.
What?
So we got somebody like Lovejoy here that has a wealth of knowledge that can give these kids, for them to be able to create some wealth for themselves. The problem with Lovejoy's process is that it is a process and it's going to take time.
Right.
Okay. Or they can watch these rappers who got famous making videos on Instagram and YouTube,
Yeah.
who in a 3-month period became a millionaire
Yeah.
off of views and streams. Who you think they're gonna listen to?
Understandable.
I
I understand that. I understand that. But that's why we still like we've said tonight. It's gonna take us as men. It's gonna take us as fathers. It's gonna take this show. It's just gonna take people beating back that other voice, man.
Take all of these other shows.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all, we have been on here too long.
No, we ain't. We've
Yeah,
had
yeah,
good
yeah.
conversations.
This is-
We
this
had
is information.
necessary
This-
We're not
conversations.
being silly today. I think our people need to hear
Right.
this kind of information, and they need to hear different perspectives.
Right.
They need to hear us go at it like this to share a different perspective. Then they'll come out of being able to make an informed decision about their lives or the lack thereof. And I just think it's important that we keep doing this kind of dialogue
Right.
from everybody's perspective, because now we got a generation that's coming up. Hey, they Thundercats. They going at it. How about we give them some information while they are taking off? Because they don't care.
Right.
They going for it. So why don't we give them some wisdom to bag their energy and just, hey, you can do it. You can do absolutely what you want to. I agree, James. There are more black businesses now because, believe it or not, that's all. Honestly, can I say it like I really feel it?
Say it.
That's how I got rich.
All right.
Off black business.
Right.
If we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. And I don't need that to be a secret. That's who I deal with all the time. I don't think I got one single white customer. And it's these people that I talk to, they're in a different mindset. They don't tolerate foolishness. They're not gonna deal with no ghetto mess. They think you're coming sideways at them. They gone. They ghost. It's a certain mindset. And what if we talk to those guys and say, how did you get to where you are? Tell us. And then they're gonna tell you, oh, it ain't overnight, player.
Right.
You're gonna have to go without the 85-inch screen TV. Matter of fact, don't watch TV anymore.
Right.
Put your head in a book somewhere or get you Audible and listen to people that's going to motivate you, that's going to cause you to do things. And right now, I'm on a push. I told James Fred this the other day. These little young guys, that's who I want to talk to. I don't want to talk to y'all Negroes because y'all too stuck in y'all ways. Give me the little young cats that's going to go for it.
Right.
They get my attention all day long.
Go ahead. Look,
But that's what's happening. If you look at the generation that's coming up now, our kids who are in their 20s now, they have a different mindset than we had at their age.
Right.
Absolutely.
Most of them do. Most of them are money mindset now. A lot of them are. I ain't gonna say all of them are, but a lot more of them are. More so than we are. Why? The information is there now.
Right. Right.
We are talking to our kids now about that now.
Right.
Some of them have, a lot of them have latched onto that. It's becoming part of the culture. That's what has to continue to happen. It has to continue to become a part of the culture. Not everybody will get it. The poor will be amongst you always.
Always.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
true.
saying?
That's true.
Not everybody will get it.
Yeah.
But I think enough of us will get it over time and will pass that information on down to the next generation. That our children's children will be in a much better position, I think, than we are. I think.
Absolutely. I think it's already that's already happening.
Yeah,
honestly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I noticed? My first eye-opening experience. Y'all remember when the CW came on?
Yes.
Y'all remember when the what did the CW have on when it first came on?
When the CW first came on, or when it was the WB or the CW?
CW.
CW catered to a black audience. They had a bunch of black programming.
That's how they made their money.
That's how they made their money.
And then once they got enough money, they took all the black shows off.
There you go.
And put on regular programming.
Oh.
That was my eye-opening experience, just watching TV. You know what I mean? Because that's what they do. And I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying that's how a lot of people make their money off blacks. They know that we are tragic consumers. They made black shows, made a whole bunch of commercials, got their money up, took the black shows off. Next thing you know, they're friends or whatever is on there now. All right, guys, there's a couple books that Delano put out for us that's some good information maybe to read, which The Power of Broke, Damon Johns, pretty good book. I looked into that one. Book, Black Titan by H.E. Gaston, from Birmingham, Alabama. And there was a third one I thought I saw. Oh, yes. The Jewish Onslaught, How Jews Remain Wealthy.
Powernomics by Claude Anderson.
Oh, not Claude. Woo.
Powernomics.
Right. So, but yeah, there's plenty of information out here, guys, man. I think this has been a great show. Once again, we only got to about 3 topics, and we still didn't get to the topic that
the main topic
that James wanted to get to.
Hey, y'all know what I would like to do?
What's up?
I would like to give our community people this information to play the game on a whole nother level. As it relates to your credit, as it relates to your money. You don't need a whole lot of money to start building wealth. It's called building for a reason.
That's right.
And if I can give this information, like I was just talking to the guys, I sent them a video this morning about compounded interest, about money that's not being taxed, about money that you can borrow against and you paying yourself back. If we can start talking about that kind of stuff, man, I think we'll give a leg up to our people. We'll destroy for lack of knowledge.
Right.
That is true.
And I think if we get this information out to them, man, I think our people can knock this thing out the park. I really do.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will be a voice in the world.
All right, guys. If all hearts are, what they say, love,
all minds are composed.
All minds are composed. Yeah. I'm finna close. All right, guys, put your fours up.
Hey, man, good show. Good show, dude.
Good show, guys. Once again, if you are watching us, please hit like and share on Facebook, guys. Go out to the 4 Black Guys page and subscribe to it. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and smash that notification bell so it'll let you know when we are on. Everybody put your fours up.
Hey, James, sometimes you sound like you know what you're talking about. Sometimes you sound like you know what you're talking about.
Sometimes.
Those are far and few in between. All right, here we go.
Shout out to, what is his name?
Delano. Oh, you talking about the other guy?
Artilio Castillo?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh, I thought he was asleep.
Yeah, I thought he was asleep.
Well, just shout out to him, you know. He's on the other side of the planet, man.
Right. So, appreciate you watching.
Appreciate you watching, man. Yeah. Delano, thank you for coming in, Nep. I appreciate you, brother, and making your statements, man. Thanks for engaging, Delon. Late and all, thanks.
Mom, thank you. I really want to do a show so she can start telling us about these herbs and stuff that's going to actually heal us too.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom.
Yes, definitely.
Get her on. All right, McLennan. We see you, Doc.
Yep, Doc.
All right, we're about here, guys. Y'all have a good one. We'll see y'all next week.
Next week.